Dope fiends twice my age. In and out my granny house when I got a page. Made my first rack and I ain't looking back. I took 600, spent it on a Drettie Mac. Took my last 400 and I double
Drettie.
back. Find out where it's poppin' and I double back. I'm looking back as a young nigga having scratch. Hustle like it ain't no tomorrow. Can you picture that?
Run, double time, run, always gonna get it. You gotta stay with it. You gotta stay on the run, double time.
I don't want to get you on tape doing that. This is one of Drettie's new tracks. We sitting here at his studio. Just letting y'all hear it. He's one of hip hop's artists in Denver, Colorado. One of the premier artists that's producing coming up. Same damn thing. That's right. He's a creative force, is what he is. He's responsible for Across the Boulevard. We're at his studio. Would you like to say what studio we at? Huh?
Studio 1642.
This is Studio 1642. We are here. Abo's Marketing is doing a Rebuild Your Mind Mental Health Challenge and Initiative. We wanted to come up here to the studio to record one of the individuals that are responsible for bringing not only music to the state of Colorado, the importance of this Rebuild Your Mind Mental Health Challenge and Initiative is to show how individuals that come from these communities. Would you also like to kind of explain where you come from, who you are in the hood, in the streets? Because this thing ain't just about individuals that's up in the top executive offices. It's about what we experience in our life. Can you kind of explain what you experienced in your life coming up? Prison, hood, what hood you from, things of that nature. It's important to the kids out there to understand that you making a change in lives.
A bunch of crazy at once, right? But nah, this is my nigga, man. To tell y'all, my name is Shaw Ray. Shaw Ray is, they call me Drettie. I go by Drettie Goines. I'm from Park Hill, raised Park Hill, but I done lived all over Park Hill, East Side, Montbello.
Will you come in the lighting a little bit? I'm in the light so we can.
I ran with gangs most of my life. I started gangbanging when I was about 12.
What gang are you from, or what gang did you run with?
From Mafia, Gangsta Bloods.
Okay.
CMGs over there. Yeah.
Right.
I ran with gangs most of my life. Most of my teen years, and then by the time I was about 18, I started kind of going to prison, so life kind of was taking a different kind of tone, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Spent a lot of my time doing time, you know what I'm saying? In and out of jail, you know, years in the prison system. By the time I got done doing my time, I was in my 30s, so there goes my 20s doing time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got out when I was 31, and I didn't get into too much more trouble, like as far as the gangs and all that is concerned. I kind of had moved past it at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, the hustle is always apparent because the motherfucker, you know, after you got felonies and all that, you know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta be more. You know, you gotta have hustle. You gotta have some kind of grind. You know.
Right.
You know, you spend most of your time in the streets and gangbanging and all that. When do you have time to pick up any other kind of skills besides hustling? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't like I was going to college or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I was spending my time in the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do you regret any of that? Let me ask you that question. Do you regret not? You know, they say when we make ineffective decisions, a lot of times it's because we have brain impairments. Me and you, we've studied together. We understand the mental health and the neuropsychological aspect. And why did you join on to this Rebuild Your Mind Mental Health Challenge and Initiative? What was it that you seen could come from this, if you could say anything?
Honestly, for me, the Rebuild Your Mind, it's a challenge to rethink the way you think things. You know, if you brought up in a certain type of structure, then you're gonna only understand it one kind of way. But then who's to say that way that we brought up was the right way? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And truthfully, everything that we did was really like a one-way street to like a destruction.
That's
You
right.
dig what I'm saying? Everything was about, you know, if you live life in the gangs or any of that type of in that nature, you know, everything about it is about, you know, dying or going to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it only grows through violence. It don't grow through nothing else. There's nothing really positive with it that really, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Helps you mature. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The only maturity level of it is the competition amongst your brotherhood. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
As far as trying to, you know, be able to advance as an adult. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, I
You
do.
know, and grow in that nature. You know, so for me, like I said, rethink your mind, re-challenge. You know, it's like a challenge to me. Like, I want to rethink the way that I think things through.
Okay.
And think things through as an adult, with an adult mind state, and not as a childish mind state. Because a lot of times, you know, a lot of that stuff that comes with gangbanging, them are childhood values, you know what I'm saying, when
Right.
a person don't have no responsibility. You
Right.
know, when you make a choice to be in a gang, you got to realize, you know, at this time you probably live with your parents, you know what I'm saying, you know, if it's like that for you, or you know, you probably don't have a lady, you probably don't have kids, you probably don't have bills, you dig what I'm saying, you don't have none of the things that come with being a responsible adult. And then,
Right.
you know, and then you hold on to these values. This is what makes you down. Like, this is what they consider you to be the homie, if you can hold on to these childish values over a long period of time. You dig what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Like, hold it down and stay with your friends and all that. And I mean, there's growth and maturity through it all. You dig what I'm saying? But like I
Yes.
said, for me, it's just rethinking the way that I think things through. You know what I'm saying? And now
Yes.
thinking about them, you know, with a level head, with a mature adult mind frame. You know, as an adult, I gotta realize at this point, you know, I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grandfather. You know what I'm saying? I got a lady friend. I got a spouse. You dig what I'm saying? So I have more to consider than just myself. You know, and I can't be selfish in my thought process.
That's
I have
good.
to realize that my actions trigger reactions and affect everybody around me and not just me. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So, you know, with that being said, you know, I like to challenge any of my gangster partners, you know what I'm saying, to rethink the way that you think things through. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
So you want them to support the Rebuild Your Mind Mental Health Challenge and Initiative? Is that what you're saying? You want some of these gangsters to come out and support this
Well,
challenge?
Just punk them into saying, fuck it, yeah, go ahead. No,
There you go. No, remember? No, this is real, bro. This is real. Because you got people out there like me.
Nah, listen, I
Go ahead.
I think, honestly,
Right.
the beginning of making any type of change starts with the way that you think. You have to be able to address your thought distortions to be able to, you dig what I'm saying,
Yes.
make some kind of changes in your life, you dig?
Yeah.
So I'm saying to any of my friends that think or come from where I come from or been through what I've been through, challenge the way that you think and see that if it's acceptable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, we did a lot as children. You know what I mean? You know, we were considered adults at young ages, or at least we felt like it. You know, most of us was teenagers and we lived like adults. You know, our
Right.
parents couldn't tell us nothing. You know, we ran around, we abused drugs, we did all that. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
you know, we were having sex at a young age, doing all of that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
As teenagers, you know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody was telling us different or otherwise. And if you rethink your thought process at this point, you know, maybe the stuff that you're going to pass on to somebody younger than you, you know what I'm saying? It'll come off a little bit different than it would if you were, you know, in your younger, you know, your childish mind. You understand what I'm saying?
I do
That
understand
makes
what
any
you're saying.
sense.
Let me ask you this question: If you could talk to young Drettie, if you could talk to young Sha'Ray at 10, 11, 12 years old, you know, there's other kids and other cats out there that really look up to you, man. And what would you say to that young Drettie to guide and direct him towards a different path? What would you say to him, man?
Trust your instincts, man. If nothing else, you know, it's choices that you can make in this. You know, you can do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But somebody's trying to tell you something, or you feel a certain kind of way. it might be kind of wise to think that through. Or it might be better option if you feel some kind of way to follow what you're thinking instead of following, along what somebody else is talking about because you doing it on the strength of that your homeboy or you just being down for the hood or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you felt it wasn't a good idea from Jump Street, then it probably wasn't 9 times out of 10.
Right.
And today I could tell my young self that, I'm here, I'm a living example of that wasn't the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Made a lot of, lot of bad choices along the way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not regretting. I don't have any regrets about it because it shaped and molded me to be, I probably wouldn't think the same if I didn't have those type of experiences. But at the same time, I know that a lot of those experiences I probably didn't have to have. You know what I mean? I brung them to myself because, of my childish mind state and the way that I was thinking when I was a child. You know what I'm saying?
Now let me ask you this. The way you was thinking as a child, can you say that affects you right now, today, like where you staying at, what you're going through right now? So those same, you was talking about, like we talk about the frozen psychological state, dealing with our problems the same way we dealt with them when we was 10, 11, 12 years old. I'm guilty of that. A lot of us are. I kind of consider us the modern day ICE people because if you still deal with your problems the same way you dealt with them at 12, at the age of 47, 48, like I did without the treatment, then we stuck. So now, can you say the way you dealt with your problems in the past is the same way you kind of deal with them today? Or is it affecting you today, like where you stay at, what just happened to you, what occurred? Like the ability to reason.
What do you mean, like some of the stuff that I've done in the past or some of the experiences I had in the past, does it affect the way that I think now?
Yes, right now.
Of course it does.
It does?
What I mean? Because it, life is a learning process, homie. You feel what I mean? And things that happened to me then kind of helped me decipher right from wrong. What was right, what was a good decision, and what was a bad decision. Stuff like that. So, I made choices that I probably ain't too fond of. Even now today.
Right.
But at the same time,
would you kind of like to talk about where you at today in your life, like where you stand, or things of that nature, or what's going on with you in your life?
What do you want to know?
Just real shit. You know what I mean? Like, are you staying at home with your wife? Are the decisions that you've made in the last few years still was kind of some of the same decisions? And this is what we're trying to change. We want these individuals to know that sometimes when we continue to think the same way, like me, I'm on probation right now. I just did 24 years in the penitentiary, got out, decided to hook up with ABO's marketing, but I'm still on probation because I was still making the same decisions I was making at 12 just 3-4 years ago. You know what I mean? And so it's real, and that's that's the whole thing that we want these kids to see, that if you don't change or rebuild your mind now at 13, 14, 15, you could very well be me, 24 years in the penitentiary, still making the same kind of decisions that I made 24 years ago. And so I just, like, if you would like to share that, you don't have to share it, bro. You don't have to share anything. You've done enough. You're
cool.
Successful.
I'm not even tripping, homie. It's
right.
all good.
Right.
I will say this. Your actions define who you are as a human being, as a person,
Right.
And if once you kind of got it etched into the history of life, that you are this individual, you got to remember that, you're going to always have that against you. It's something they're going to always use. So even if you do make changes in life, you know what I'm saying? You could do, a multitudes of great things, but one bad slip up can redefine your whole get down because it's all about who you said you were at this point in time. You know what I mean?
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I'm currently in a DOC, you know what I'm saying? Situation. I made a mistake. You feel me?
You go.
I discharged my number in 2006. You know what I'm saying? After I caught a case in 1996 and I discharged it in 2006.
10
so
years.
That right there, that's a 10 piece. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
That I had to bring to these people.
Right.
Once I discharged it, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get in trouble for 10 years. So 2017 speed up a little bit, I got friends that are still into the life and still into things of that nature, you know, and I felt like because I hadn't been engaging in that type of behavior in quite some time, that I was probably somewhat exempt, so to speak.
Right.
You know, from any
That's
type
real.
of
That's real.
legality or any type of retribution, you know, to that. But you know, when it all boiled down to it and everything, you know, kind of came to a head, I was still considered that same gang member, that dude that you know did this in the past and all that. You dig what I'm saying? And that was the only thing that mattered. It didn't matter, you know, that I was over in the community, you know, trying to help kids stay out of gangs, getting gang members jobs. You know what I'm saying?
That's
trying
what I'm
to show
saying.
my homeboys how to fill out resumes and stay on point, stay out the pen. All that mattered was, well, shit, once upon a time, you know, you did this, homie. And
right.
you doing this now, you're still doing that. So, you know, and that cost me a trip to prison. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I ended up going to Crawley, sat in Crawley for 6 months, you know what I'm saying? Went from Crawley to a halfway house, and I'm still in a halfway house, you know, waiting to go see parole. You know what I'm saying?
But it looks like you're successful. Look at where you at. You're doing what you love to do. You're in the studio. We're sitting here recording you. You're supporting the Rebuild Your Mind Mental Health Challenge, something that you and I talked about while we were both in, you know.
Right.
Like I said, this is a real raw thing, and this is what's hurting our people. And until we destigmatize it and transform Colorado into the most efficient, trauma-informed, trauma-conscious, and trauma-responsive states in the United States, it's going to continue to happen. We're talking about the court system, reforming the court system with the Rebuild Your Mind, neuropsychological, and mental health House bill. So we really working in this community. And this is what's important about your video, bro, because you're one of the first ones that really come from these streets that have done this kind of video, besides our business director, you know what I mean? And he changed his life years ago, which we thank for that. But this is real and it's raw, and that's what we wanted to catch right here, you know? And so, I do show around the studio. I like it to see some of these people, to see that you really are on your grind, becoming successful, still putting out music, doing something positive and productive. And that's why we're here today to shoot this video, because you are dear to ABO's Marketing. You are dear to the owners of ABO's Marketing. You're dear to this community. You have worked in the community to help change the community. So I know how you feel about the criminal justice system. Like you say, they use your past against you. And so
let me clarify something like this, though.
Okay.
I don't feel like it's a bad thing. You dig what
What's a
saying?
bad thing? You don't feel like what's a bad thing?
You probably go downstairs because the people's over there. So no, the bondsmen, when they be up here, I don't. But no, we straight. I don't feel like criminal justice is a bad thing. You dig what I'm saying? Because some people need structure in their life, homie. And a lot of these dudes that's lost and confused and they get caught up in that type of lifestyle, you know, they don't have no structure, homie. You know what I'm saying? And it's a structure that need. Now, I'm not saying that everything that goes on within that is you know, a good thing. But one thing I will say this, homie. It helps more than it hurts, homie. Trust that. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, the distance between you and your loved ones is really what hurts the most in that situation. But ain't nothing like reconditioning who you are as a person. You dig what I'm saying? Mentally, you know, spiritually, you dig what I'm saying? Mind, body, and soul, all that. You dig what I'm saying? You know,
Yes.
Get yourself on point. A lot of these times I'll be tripping off of that. I only been going like out of the pocket for like about a good year or so, you know, but I trip off looking at some of my homies and some other dudes I know, you know, like, you know, these dudes been drinking and drugging all that time I've been gone. You dig what I'm saying? You know, and I look at them and I can tell the difference in them from me. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thank God, homie. I thank God that God loves me. You dig what I'm saying?
That's a blessing.
You know, that I'm, you know, I'm able to see that. You dig what I'm saying? Like I can visualize it. I can see it, you know?
Right.
I'm not living that type of lifestyle every day. You dig
That's
what
a
I'm
blessing.
saying? Not only that, you know, my spirituality carried me a long way. You know what I'm saying? Because I trust in God, homie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, before anything.
There you
I
go.
always knew what I was capable of and what was awarded and afforded to me, you know what I'm saying, as a human being. I just had to make the right decisions and had to make the right choices. You dig what I'm saying? To do that. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, the setback didn't really do nothing but put me in a position to be where I probably should be. You know, to be able to do this or, you know, do any of that.
Right, do all of this,
You know,
right.
it's a God-given talent, homie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to be able to respect your talents and abilities. Sometimes he'll bump your head, homie, to put you in the right perspective, you know?
Right.
You know, it's cool to be able to help the homies and all that, but that's probably not what I need to be doing. And if I want to help the homies, then maybe I need to lead by an example and do what God ordained me to do, homie. And I was put here to do this. You dig what I'm saying? You know, use my creative talents and, you know, make music and pour things into the world, homie. And I just got to make sure I give off the right vibe.
That's a blessing.
Positivity, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not always, you know, I'm not going to never glorify the negative, but I'm not never going to, you know, forget my history either.
That's
dig
right.
What I'm saying?
Let me ask you this question. You did a project where you brought two organizations together. Could you kind of explain to the people what you did with that project? I think it's called Across the Boulevard. Could you kind of explain what happened on that particular project, what you did in the history of Colorado, of Denver?
Yeah,
Just a brief.
I be producing too. You know, I make beats. I do all that, and I had some beats, but like I was more known for the rap instead of, you know, the production.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That sort of thing, and I felt like it was probably a good idea to get, you know, my beats out there by, you know, getting people involved. So what I did was I linked up with some dudes I know from my hood, from my neighborhood, and, you know, other hoods, you know, and you know, I wrote.
You can explain it. You can what hoods if you want to.
I linked up with, you know, like I said, I know a lot of dudes that do music, and everybody that I know me, I get down with the music and the rap and all that.
Right.
So, and there was a lot of dudes I come across, you know, I was talking about doing something together. So I felt like this was a good opportunity to put that together. I had the time, I had the space, I had the capabilities, and I had the tools necessary to bring it together, you know.
What did you put together? What was it?
It's an album called Across the Boulevard.
Right.
And it represents the Northeast Denver section of where we come from, you know what I'm saying?
And what other section?
The gang culture, you dig what I'm saying?
Okay.
Park Hill and the East Side, you know what I'm saying?
You bridged them? You bridged the gap?
I'll say I did something like that, yeah, you know.
How did you do it?
Just play the beats.
And then what did they do? They join you? Was it the Crips and Bloods? Did they come together finally?
Yeah, I started reaching out. You know, like I'm far past, you know, all the, you know, young niggas shit. But you know, I went down there and I reached out to them dudes that I know that's popping in the music game, and I was, hey, what's up with you? What's up with you?
How many was it? How many did you bring together on the project?
16 Bloods and 16 Crips.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
You brought them together on the common cause?
Yeah, I made them all do songs together.
And what was the name of the project?
Across the Boulevard.
Wow.
You know?
You
So
made them all do songs together.
I
So
feel like Across the Boulevard was universal to both of them. So no matter who's saying it, you know, it's gonna represent them all. You know what I'm saying? As a
Yes,
whole.
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
yes. Now I want to ask you this question. Would you say, because this is a challenge, it is the Rebuild Your Mind Mental Health Challenge and Initiative,
Right.
would you say that you suffer any mental health disorders?
Yes, I will.
What would you say it would be, if anything?
I think I had a post-traumatic syndrome disorder.
So you have PTSD, okay,
I think I had attention deficit disorder.
okay, okay.
You know, what is it? PTSD,
ADHD, which is
ADHD.
attention deficit disorders,
and
or
then, what's the other one that starts with an A?
it starts with anxiety disorders, maybe. I have that.
Yeah, to a degree, anxiety disorders.
Anxiety
you know,
disorder, yeah.
I've seen a lot of violence, a lot of, you know, abuse, a lot of, you know, drug abuse in my community growing up. You know, as a child, I witnessed these things, you know.
Right.
Participated in some of them. I'm not really, you know, too fond of, you know.
Talking about them, I
right,
understand
you
that.
feel me? But at the
Right.
same time, you know, as a child, I think I didn't realize until I was an adult that those things were traumatic to me. Those were traumatic experiences.
Yes.
Because they're things that affected me, and they helped me make decisions later on in life as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I know that certain things take place or certain things happen a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I move a different kind of way. I do things different because I understand it to be like this. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Through my past experiences, you know?
Right.
So, you know, yeah, I will say that those things did affect me in a major way,
Right.
you know?
Right. This is the rebuild.
Mentally.
Yeah.
mentally
And how did you deal with them things? That's what I want to ask you. How did you deal with them? I dealt with mine with drugs and alcohol, man. I just wanted to hide. I didn't want to feel. I didn't want to. How did you deal with your
trauma in itself? It puts you in a fight or flight type of response situation.
There you go.
If you ever experience any type of trauma,
right?
And at times I fought, and when I fought, I got in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I put myself in trouble type of situations.
Right.
And then, you know, when I felt like it was too much to deal with at times, I'm going to say I evaded it. So I'm gonna say I took the flight response.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying? Because I felt like it would probably be the best thing for me to do.
Right.
I'm not saying I ever ran from a fight or nothing like that. But at the same time.
Well, it's a time too.
You know, sometimes, you know, everything ain't, you know, for me to just deal with, you know,
that's
that
right.
type of situation.
That's right.
And I felt like I would lose more by allowing, you know, that type of response to come out of me. You dig what I'm saying? Then sit
right.
there and, you know, like let's just say, let me just break it down like this and say, you know, I get in some certain situations sometimes, and at times I've lashed out. You dig what I'm saying?
There you go.
I've hurt others. And then in the process, when I think I'm hurting somebody else, I'm really the person that's getting hurt more than the person that I'm hurting.
Right.
Because I end up, you know, probably going to jail. You know, it end up costing me money that I probably don't have. You know
right.
what I'm saying? And that. So then at times when I do come across these situations again, you know, I kind of like, you know, decide, you know, whether, and is this worth my time? And if I do something to this person, or I do something, you know, to, you know, kind of, you know, fight back or something, how is this going to affect me in the long run? You know, and everything I'm not saying has to be in a physical type of situation. Some of these are mental, you know.
There you go.
Like even a fight against the system, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not probably always, you know, the best option to go up against that, because, you know, that's how I ended up in the situation that I'm in now, because I feel like fighting it will hurt me in the long run, you know? I'm already in my 40s. I can't afford to spend 10, 20 years of my life trying to, you know, argue with the system about how the system should work. The system been in place long before me. It's gonna be in place long after me. You know what I'm saying? I thought the best thing for me to do was, you know, take my lumps and bumps and keep it pushing. You dig what I'm saying? And so I would say that was a flight type sort of response to that situation. You feel what I'm saying? And like I said, it's just traumatic. All of that is traumatic.
Right.
Going to prison is a traumatic experience for anybody who has to deal with that. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Like I said, it's more helpful than harmful, but at the same time, you know, the degree of separation from you and your family members, you know what I'm saying, it is a troublesome situation, especially if you got loved ones, kids, a wife, any of that. You dig what I'm saying?
It affects them. It affects them.
Know, if you got a mama and you got to do 20, 30 years, you know, the lady going to run off on you or something like that, because, you know, women can only, you know, bear that burden for so long. You know, your mama's going to be the only one. And you see your mama being 60, 70 years old, trying to come visit you in the penitentiary, sending you money every week, writing you letters just to keep your spirits alive. You dig what I'm saying? All that shit is traumatic. You know what I'm saying? It is. You know, so nigga just make better choices, homie.
That's
better
right.
decision making, homie. And
that's
the
right.
things that you do, what you get yourself involved in. You know, if you get yourself involved with any type of, you know, violence type of situations, there's a possibility you can go to prison. If you put yourself in situations that are involved with drugs or any of that, there's a possibility you can go to prison for that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the common smart thing to do would be to reevaluate the way that you think about these things and realize what they are about beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
We all know drugs is drama. You dig what I'm saying? Period. You feel what I'm saying? If police catch you, your ass is going to jail.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Jail, you know what I'm saying? Any of that. You feel me? And like I said, I'm to the point where I can't put my life on the chopping block for that no more. I can't give them people no more of my time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My kids have kids. You understand
right. So
what
you
I'm
got
saying?
grandkids.
Period, homie.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to be any part of their life, I have to be mindful of the decisions that I'm going to be making. You
That's
know what
right.
I'm saying?
That's right.
So I can't put myself in those types of situations anymore. You
right.
know what I'm saying? And, you know, the best thing that God afforded me was, you know, the gift of music, homie.
There you go.
This is what you're doing. This is what you're about. I'm going to put you right where you need to be.
There you go.
And I'm going to make it so that this is all you can do. And we're going to see how that work out. You dig what I'm saying?
I do. And this is the Rebuild Your Mind Mental Health Challenge and Initiative. Right. We hope to take this video and send it to every gang initiative or whatever to show that there is one in the individual that come from these streets, an individual from CMG that is changing his life and trying to change the lives of others. You get 3 challenges. 3 challenges. You can challenge 3 organizations, you can challenge 3 individuals, 3 entities, but you only get 3. If you can challenge anybody to come out and talk about their own mental health issues and how they deal with it in a healthy or unhealthy way, who would it be, man? Think of it. It could be your favorite star, your favorite football player, your partner in the streets, your mom, dad, whoever it may be, your kids. Who would you challenge right now? Who would you want to see fighting and standing by your side against these issues right now?
The gangster, the killer, and the dope dealer.
Wow. The gangster, the killer, and the dope dealer. You want one of them 3 to come out and talk about their own issues right now.
Right now.
That is a blessing. You have it. And again, express who you are, your name.
My name is Shawray Hicks, but I go by Drettie. Drettie Goines.
Drettie Goines?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to thank anybody, promote anybody, push anybody out there in your company right now, in your business? It could be, again, your studio, whoever it is that would you like to thank anybody right now?
Thank God, homie.
There we go.
Trust.
There we go. There we go.
All of this wouldn't be possible without him. You know, thank God for putting the right type of people in my life, homie, that can help me make better decisions and better choices. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, I do feel what you're saying.
Thank God that I got a good rapport, a good relationship with my kids. You know what I'm saying? And their mothers. You know what I'm saying? Thank God, you feel me, that, thank God for Abos marketing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I thank God for my relationship with Cash. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes,
I've
sir.
been rocking strong with this, bruh. Going on 30 years plus. You dig what I'm
Right.
saying? You feel me? That's my man's, you know what I'm saying?
And that is the business director of Abos Marketing right there, as usual, working. That's who he's talking about, Cash.
Yeah,
and man, I like to thank him as well because he saved my life. And you're right, man. It's time for the gangster, the killer, and the dope dealer to come out, talk about their issues, understand.
These are the people that control the underground society. You know what
It
I'm
is.
saying? That affects us all. You know what I'm
There
saying?
we go. There we go.
They ain't gonna talk about how mama and grandmama depend on the dope dealer because they need that money because the Social Security check ain't coming through. You dig what I'm saying? The killer got everybody pressed. You dig what I'm saying? Because everybody know what he's capable of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the gangster is the person that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Strategizing the whole thing because they don't mind crossing the line.
And you challenging them right now.
Right. If you fit into this category in any circumstance, you dig what I'm saying? Then rethink the way that you think things and see if that's the right way to deal with every situation or any situation.
There you have it.
Are you able to, help somebody that's coming behind you or younger than you make better choices than you?
There you go. There you have it. Your company right now, Studio what?
Studio 1642.
Studio
Outfit Music Media, man.
Outfit Music Media. Do you invite people to come down and record their music here? Would you record people? Right now.
Right now.
Right now. He just plugged it. Yeah. Right now, this is Mark Hill Tape.
1642, man.
Studio 1642, located where?
6045 West Alameda.
6045 West Alameda. Lakewood. There you have it.
Yes,
Drettie.
Yes, sir.
Shawray. Just challenge who he challenged. It's time for us to band together the killer, the gangster, and the dope dealer to come out. Let's talk about this. Let's work together, man. Let's build some wealth and let's get them titles off of us. I want to thank you for this small documentary, man.
Thank you.
You have been a blessing to myself and to our community. And this time, man, you